Saavik, she didn't know what to do. She did her best but could not pass the Kobayashi Maru. And Admiral Kirk was feeling old, and it was true. Pretty soon he would retire and there would be a brand new crew. Oh, Bones knew it was much too soon. You should be there, the captain's chair, it was what you were meant to do. And poor Commander Chekhov, he didn't know what to say. He and Captain Terrell beamed down and found the Botany Bay. And Chekhov understood they had to beam up right away. But they went outside and understood that it was much too late. There they met a man quite upset. Khan had been on that planet for years. He put mind control worms in their ears. And poor Dr. Carol Marcus, she was angry as her son when Chekhov said he had to take Genesis for the Federation. Kirk was flabbergasted and he diverted the training mission. He took control and set the course to meet with a regular one in Winspock's query. Kirk told the story. Genesis could terraform, but it was also pretty scary. And poor Admiral Kirk, he sure was confused when the Reliance started creeping close to the Enterprise and her crew. Little did he know the ship was controlled by his old pal Khan. He didn't listen to Saavik and proceeded with the shields down. The Reliant fired, and Khan expressed his crazed desire for Admiral Kirk to surrender and turn the Genesis project over. Now it's worth mentioning here why exactly this fella Khan was so mad at the good Admiral Kirk. You see, Khan was a dictator from the eugenics wars of the mid-1990s. He and his friends were frozen and shot into space, where they stayed until the Enterprise found them over 200 years later. Khan tried to take over the Enterprise with the help of the mutinous 20th century historian, Lieutenant MacGyvers. When his several attempts to murder Captain Kirk failed, Kirk sent Khan to the nearby planet Ceti Alpha 5. However, 6 months after arriving, Ceti Alpha 5 became a dried-up desert wasteland. Many of Khan's buddies, including Lieutenant MacGyvers, died, and Khan spent 15 long years dreaming of killing his old friend, Kirk. Now there's a lesson to be learned here, you see. When you gallop among the cosmos as long as me, you make a lot of friends, but you also make a couple enemies. Well, poor old Connie and his buddies didn't know that the Enterprise could shut his shields down with a simple code. And both ships were in bad shape and they needed some repairs. So in the meantime, Kirk and Co beamed down to the planet to see what was there. There they met up with Terrell and Chekhov. The mind-controlling worm made Captain Terrell kill himself. Well, Kirk was quite upset that Khan had buried him alive, and it didn't help when he found out that Carol had kind of lied. See, David was his son, but he'd attacked Kirk with a knife. But Carol showed him Genesis, he had never seen the like. They beamed back on board, and Spock assured Lieutenant Saavik he hadn't lied, he'd exaggerated about the time. The two ships entered a nebula where they were both nearly blind, but Khan didn't seem to care, so they continued to fight. And to make a long story short, the Enterprise defeated Khan, but not before he hit the button to detonate the Genesis bomb. Spock knew the needs of the many outweigh the few. To save the ship, he died that day, and Kirk shut him out of the torpedo bay. There's a lesson to be learned here, you see. When you gallop among the cosmos as long as me, you make a lot of friends, but you also make a couple enemies. Yes, you also make a couple enemies.